what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of B is for Build. We're here with Oscar on his Mustang Apocalypse body swap build. And in today's episode, you gotta pull the engine.
I gotta pull the engine out here in the dirt.
In the dirt. A little dangerous. I told him to be extra safe on the safety. Yes, we know the jack stands we're about to use are recalled. Yeah, that happened. So, gotta, undo fuel lines, vacuum lines. He's gonna pull the engine with the trans and some of the exhaust, I'm guessing. You don't wanna take the headers off.
No.
Right. So we're gonna take some of the exhaust off too. Gotta undo the drive shaft underneath. All sorts of good stuff. We're gonna walk you through it, pull the engine out of this car, and then we're gonna get it to a frame shop to get the frame pulled. Stay tuned. Before we get down to work, I want to take a second out to thank our sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by eBay Motors. If you don't have the app, you guys need to get it. It's a must-have app for all car people. If you're interested in browsing or buying or selling, this is the app for you. They've totally revamped the buying and selling experience. Let me jump you into the app and show you what I'm talking about. If you want to sell your car, you just hit this button right smack dab in the middle, and it is as easy as walking out to your car's license plate, capturing a picture of it. It'll auto-populate a bunch of awesome information about your car. You tell it a few more things, and you're ready to make your listing, and your car's up for sale. And they've recently added an escrow service to the application, which is fantastic because whether you're buying or selling, you can help protect yourself in that transaction. And if you're like me and you're browsing for cars or you're looking to buy a car, hit that little explore button in the bottom left and start browsing away. My favorite thing is the different categories that they have in here. I mean, they even have like a SEMA category, like you could see, where they got some different cars that have been on display as SEMA in different years before. A lot of trucks, but people like trucks. But the categories are phenomenal, and I always have a really fun time browsing through them as well. And they have traditional search through year, make, model, and all those things to find that special car that you're looking for. And they've also added chat, so you can talk with different people about different cars on the site. Also, right now, they have a promotion going on. When you buy a car using the eBay Motors app, you get a $100 off eBay gift certificate. Look at this little treasure I found while browsing around. As far as I can tell, this was the cheapest, awesomest for cheap car that is on eBay Motors right now. It's a 41 Chevy Special Deluxe Coupe with the most epic patina ever, and it's listed at only $400, which means basically if you buy it and then you get your $100 gift certificate, it's $300. Somebody, please go buy that car. It would be an awesome project. I can't do it, I have too many projects, but it'd be a great one for you. So guys, go check out the eBay Motors app. Like I said, if you're a car guy, this is a must app to have on your phone. Guys, go check it out. The link is in the description. Click it, slam it, do it, install it, you need it. And huge thank you to eBay Motors for sponsoring this episode. Now let's get down to work.
Well, I gotta unplug everything in the front. So basically I'm just gonna go through and unplug any hose that I can see that's attached. So I've never pulled an engine out of 2015 before, so I gotta look for the heater core lines, I gotta look for the vacuum lines for the brake boost, I gotta look for the wiring harness.
Oh yeah, engine wiring harness is going to be.
Wiring harness.
So a lot of times on cars like these, modern cars, basically the engine has its own wiring harness, and it'll have kind of a plug that plugs into a more centralized thing. Sometimes it's straight into an ECU or a main computer that, not a computer, but more like a main distribution thing. So they do that so you can pull an engine and it doesn't take forever. So we'll be looking for that loom and we'll point it out and show you guys when we find it.
Yep.
And
then AC lines. Basically any vacuum lines that run to other places.
Yeah.
And
okay.
There's lots, so.
And get it all freed up first, and then we'll start getting underneath it.
Yep.
All right. Good luck. Godspeed. Before Oscar cleans and tapes this up, I wanted to show you guys. He got pretty far taking the intake manifold off. So he told me that the game plan is you're going to build a plate going across here. It's going to bolt into here, and then we're going to have some hooks on it to pull the engine from that plate and hopefully not rip the heads apart. Huge heads on this engine. Pretty cool to see for sure. And then over here, got the intake manifold. So you got all your little injectors through here. And it's pretty simple. This flap right here, if you're not, like if you're kind of still learning engines, this flap right here lets the air in. The engine wants to pull in as much air as it can. That lets the air in, goes through here. Then the injectors squirt down and mixes the air and the fuel as it goes into the head of the engine over here before the cylinder compresses it and then explodes it and turns it into power. So next thing you want to do is clean all this up and put tape over it, because whenever you're pulling an engine like this or whenever you're working on your engine, you don't want these ports to be open. You can get crap falling into your engine. We've had people comment about that for years. So yeah, Oscar's gonna tape them all off. How badly is that thing? Oh man, the whole outside casing is destroyed.
Yeah, and you couldn't see it before, but this whole thing's
I think my piece of metal's done. Yeah, this
thing's bent in.
Oh yeah. Uh-oh. I hope the mounting point on the block is okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's fine. It looks like it took the brunt of it. The alternator itself took the force.
Huh, that's good. Alternator, you know, crush impact zone. So I want to give you guys an update. Oscar's been underneath the car a lot, kind of looking at what it's going to mean to take everything off. And he was originally going to pull with the trans, not anymore, huh?
Yeah, I was trying to pull with the trans just to keep it balanced, and I can pull straight up and out. Now I'm thinking more of removing the trans from the engine and just pulling.
Just the engine straight up.
Yeah, the engine. You have to come forward and then up, which I got to get this off.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, I won't be able to. But that shouldn't be a problem. I can see all the nuts.
All right. Good luck. Seems really hard to get that trans off.
It's not easy.
Oscar's got the whole dang engine unbolted. He's got the trans unbolted from the engine. Mostly, there's one holding it up still so it doesn't fall down. We noticed that the catalytic converters and their downpipes are quite long there. You can see them, and they're welded right on to the main exhaust manifold. So Oscar, you know, gracefully unwelded those babies. Got those down. You can see a strap. Well, it's kind of hard to see right there. There's a strap that's going to be used to hold up the transmission when the engine comes out. So last piece of the puzzle, Oscar is going to build a plate. It's going to go in here. You can see he already kind of made out some templated stuff like that. He's going to build a plate that goes in here, bolts onto here. It'll have a hook, and we'll put the engine hoist on there and try and get this engine out of here. Cool plate, bro. Tell us about this plate production.
So I'm completely guessing on where center is. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
But other than that, I feel like it should be strong enough and work very well for what we're trying to do.
Nice. So if this goes wrong, we rip the threads out of the heads?
Yeah.
All right. We can always get new heads. Then we can upgrade the head gaskets, and then we can have boost to stay positive. These things will hold together.
Yeah. Each bolt holds like 500 pounds, I bet.
Alrighty, so grabbing the engine hoist, gonna connect it up. Load leveler? Yeah? No?
I wasn't going
Oscar's shaking his head over here.
We should.
Yeah, I think we should. Cool, alright. I think you're right. Load leveler, in case the load isn't level. Yeah, it makes sense. And then heave ho. Let's get this thing out of here. That'd be really cool. It's too bad it's raining. So we get it out, it just goes right here on the ground.
Yeah, we're not gonna make it very far with these wheels.
Yeah, we are working in the dirt. We'll figure it out. Let's get it out of here. We got really close to getting the engine out, but it looks as if the entire engine harness, remember earlier in this episode I said, you know, the engine normally has its own harness and then that plugs into something else? Well, on this car, it looks like the entire engine harness runs back to the back there, and you can see how much tension we have on this thing. We almost ripped it out. So That could be just some transmission controls. It's somewhat common, but we don't have access to them anymore, so now we have to take the whole engine harness off of all of this good stuff, and then we'll be able to pull it out. The engine is out. Fantastic. Everything looks good. This looks funny. They made it have one little gold runner. Don't know why. Engine looks to be in really good shape. What is all this? Oh, that's pieces of belt that got chewed up in the accident. Yeah. But yeah, the engine's in really good shape, and nothing's like, there's no, you know, holes in it or anything from the accident. Obviously, the main impact was going to be to right here, and it's looking good. We basically found out on the whole wiring harness thing, if you are doing this at home for any reason, you want to either take the trans with the engine or take those plugs off the top of the trans and then leave the wiring harness on the engine, but we were kind of too far to go backwards, so there we go. If any of you guys are watching to learn a little bit more about engines, so this is your flex plate. That's what your starter connects to. It engages with this, so your starter's a little motor, and it runs, and it spins this, and it literally starts to spin the cylinders in the engine to get your air, fuel, and spark, your air compressed and everything, fuel and spark, and make those bang bangs so the engine starts running on its own. This is your torque converter, which is full of fluid, and based on its spinning, it converts torque. Yep, that's why your car like slowly rolls forward when you're in drive, and then when you floor it, it engages and it rolls out, and then the rest of your transmission is back there. You sandwich all these things together, and you get a car that goes forward. Now we want to get this car off to the frame machine, frame bender, frame modifier, frame modification jig, frame guys. So Oscar's going to continue working over here in this section right here. So you can see that with the front subframe getting totally tweaked, pushing stuff over here, it looks to be good to ride about back here. So Oscar's going to go ahead and find a way to, you know, gently move the computer. So you got our ECU here and the main engine fuse box right here. Those both need to kind of get unmounted. Are you going to cut this side apron? Yep. He's going to go ahead and cut this right here and then cut the frame rail there so we can have that all freed up and ready, and to make our life a lot easier when we're at the frame shop trying to pull this back out this way. All right, Oscar made that chop. Ow, shit, my shin on the car. Chop is done, so that side's all done. Obviously, fuse box is hanging out right here. Next step, we gotta go to the frame shop with this bad boy and get this whole area and strut tower pulled back to the original placement. So let's load it up on the trailer and head out to the frame shop. All right, so I just got off the phone. Oscar doesn't know this yet. I just got off the phone with the frame guy, and he wants till next week.
Oh, so we got to get it off the trailer?
Yeah, we would have to get it off the trailer because we have to do some other stuff with the trailer. But I was thinking we could get it off the trailer and then weld some supports into the parts that need pulling, and then yeehaw it. We could use my truck as a frame puller if you want to keep frame straightener next Monday. Today is Monday, so it's 1 week of working on the other body, probably cutting the other body apart for a week. Or we just roll this thing down, put some hooks into that thing, start driving away from it until everything looks right.
It's hard to say. The only problem I see is if this frame is bent in, we're not going to be able to pull that section.
If that rail is bent in?
Yeah, if that front rail over there is bent in.
We can pull anything, man. Think about it. We can pull from there this way, we can pull that way, we can pull that way. You can pull any direction, you just drive away from the car in the right way.
the tire's in the way on that side,
Take the tire off.
and then you pull it right off the jack stands.
Wouldn't even put it on jack stands, just set it on the ground. I mean, we could. I know that we could try it. The question
I don't
is,
know if it's gonna do anything though.
oh, it will.
Parts ready.
Yeah, my parts are ready to roll. It'll definitely pull.
Yeah.
Pull. And they often pull the right way.
We just need it to get it. We need to get it to come back out.
Yeah, forward.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we drive away into the right, like drive diagonally away from this thing, it's pretty likely to.
Should do it.
I mean, if we get it within a 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be all right with that.
Yeah. You think about it, I gotta go get my parts off the cutter.
Cardboard?
Is that where we keep the cardboard in the trash can?
Yeah, that's where I put all the big pieces.
All right, so Oscar has decided we're gonna use the truck and we're gonna pull the strut tower out.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was just telling him I'm really excited to be doing hood rat stuff with cars again. This is this is what Apocalypse Cars is all about. Is like
Just make it work.
Make it work. Have fun with it. Show people like a little bit of backyard garaging ain't the end of the world on a car.
No,
This
we're gonna make it work, and it's gonna.
This will work. Or we'll destroy it and we'll buy a new strut tower out of a scrapped car in a junkyard and we'll weld it in there.
Yeah.
So there's like always a way to go backwards, but this is gonna be fun. Which is and fun is just fun. So let's show you how Oscar's gonna get started.
All right.
Okay, so back in my day when I started working with really crash cars, I tried a lot of frame pushing and pulling, and I've learned a thing or two. My advice to Oscar is cut off the hardcore part that is going to be in your way that you don't absolutely need to use. It's just as easy to tube frame it from here as it is to tube frame it from back here. It's just a straight shot. So Oscar's going to cut this part off and cut it off of the strut tower. Now that's going to give the strut tower the ability to move without trying to bend this at the exact same time. So we're not trying to fight two things at once here, and we don't really care about this. It's obviously quite damaged and wasn't really going to be able to be used anyways. So we're going to cut this off, and then Oscar's going to build a template that goes over this section right here that we can bolt onto the section right here, and then we can hook my truck up to it and uniformly pull on the strut tower. Then what we've seen is this area is looking pretty straight still. It's got a lot of rigidity to it. It's not crinkled or anything. We're gonna pull using that as kind of a leverage point, and then we're gonna pull it this way. Hopefully the back end is gonna come up a little bit, and then ultimately it's gonna come forward. At least that's what we think.
That's the plan.
Let's see how this goes. Just about go time. Oscar built this really nice plate, and we've got our pull spot hooked up. You can see we want to go exactly that way, and that's why it's attached to a truck over there. So now we're gonna tug on it. Wish us luck. This will work. This will be fine. I've done this before, kind of. All right, guys, well, truck pulling seems to be a somewhat successful method. Oscar squared everything up, used a bunch of different, measuring reference points and everything, and saying, it looks good, it's close enough. So we are not going to the frame shop now. It's gonna be reinforced from here on out in a later episode, but the strut tower is good, I guess. We guessed. Apocalypse Cars.
Good enough.
It's good enough. Apocalypse Cars, that'll do. All right, thank you guys for watching so much. We appreciate all of you guys for tuning in this awesome Apocalypse build series. I hope to see you guys on the next one. We got more videos of my car and Oscar's car and Kyle's car coming right up shortly. We'll see you guys then.